disheartening, and now population should really think.
In this room, we actually help patients and people who want to engage in fitness to try and improve their abilities. We work on joints, we improve muscles, we improve function, and that's for patients who have actually sustained problems with bones, problems with their joints, problems with their muscles. So after, say, surgery, these patients take them through a process where they can get back to doing their normal daily activities. And for those who engage, say, in sports, we help them get back to their normal sports activities.
Over the years, the hospital has touched countless lives, serving as a model of compassionate care in the region. Approximately 30 kilometers from Kumi town to Ngora district stands the homestead of 70-year-old Margarita Arionge Telima. Here, she is popularly known as Amusugut. The writings on the wall of one of her houses resonate well with her story of recovery from a knee injury. And this is how it happened.
3 vehicles collided, and I was in one of them. The one I was in was a taxi, and the others were, I think, private vehicles. And, you know, the survival was, I would say it was God's grace, because some of my friends actually died in the taxi where I was. So because of that, I developed some problem with the knee and my back. They worked on it sometime, but I think it wasn't good. So it started paining again. That's when I went to Dr. Kure. But survival for that day wasn't easy, because a number of people died in the very taxi I was in. So it is just God who stood by me. There is something which happened 2 days before that accident. We had a meal in a family friend's home. And then there was a visitor who came and visited from UK. Now, as we were seated talking, he actually asked me, do you think you have done enough work for God? Do you think you have done it? And I said, no, I think I have what to do. I still have a lot to do. So when that accident happened, I think it reflected what I said that day, 2 days before the accident. And I remember it up to today. Because I committed my life to doing a lot of activities and doing a lot of helping people, God really saw my side of it and allowed me to survive. I became unconscious. I just realized that there was a bang and somebody was shouting, Mukasa food, that woman has died. My mind was saying, who has died? Who's that lady?
Over 50 kilometers away sits another district, Bukedea. Komriachere Cell, Komriachere Parish in Kongunga town. Here we find the family of 22-year-old Akitonyi Emmanuel. He had challenges with bending, squatting, and walking well.
There are so many machines that I could sit in the machine and start riding a bicycle, bending, stretching his back. He could take them for that physical exercise where the machines are in orthopedic.
Akitoyi, himself a medical practitioner, is the firstborn in the family of 4 siblings. Recounting what he went through to be physically upright today invades both tears and joy.
I think the condition was caused when I was still young, my childhood. I got treatment for malaria for quinine, that which affected me. I went there and I was admitted. I was operated. The services were good. Everything went on well, and I was admitted for 1.5 months. I was discharged back home. Right now I'm seeing there's a good improvement. Everything has become okay. I can now walk well. I can sit, I can bend very well. So I really appreciate the services I was provided.
His parents, both in their 50s, are all nothing but appreciative.
The biggest worry was his future was blocked in very many situations because he could not work, could not dig, could not help himself or squat, even carrying everything. So it was a bit cut off from many things.
In fact, we were scared that maybe the boy is not even going to produce, but now we are very happy as parents because he has a madam and he has a daughter. Now we are just very happy. We thought maybe the man is going to be destroyed because, you know, cutting the buttocks, maybe they can cut some veins and somebody can remain there like without children. But we are happy. The boy is okay. He's active and he's now fine. He can do his work normally. He can go to the garden and dig.
We couldn't believe that the boy would come to that normal station now, the way he was before. So after that operation, he's now normal.
Their services include general orthopedics, pediatric orthopedics, joint replacements, spine care, trauma, physiotherapy and rehabilitation, diagnostics, MRI scan, digital X-ray and ultrasound scan.
We do screening outside because there are quite a lot of questions that we have to ask the patient, and most especially what we are interested is ruling out whether the patient has any metallic implant within the body, okay, because that will affect the images that we would be able to acquire, affects the signal of the machine, but also the machine may be able to pull out this metal, and that will be disastrous for the patient. So we have to make sure that the patient is fully screened outside before we bring the patient here. So when the patient comes into this room now, depending on the part of the body we are going to image or the doctors are interested in, we use what they call coils. The patient is put on that table, okay, like how that patient is lying. And then actually before even the patient lies there, we have to choose a coil. These ones are called coils, okay? They help us in acquiring the images. This is specifically used if we are acquiring images for the neck. And then this is used when we are doing the brain, okay? And then this is one of the body coils. This one is a larger size. We have 2 body coils. What I've used to the other side is a smaller size. So depending on the size of the patient, you have to choose. And then this one specifically is used for scanning the knee, okay? And then there's this smaller one, okay? This smaller one here is used when we want to scan your wrist joint here or the hand. So once we have put this coil there, we place the patient and place the part that is supposed to be examined on the coil, depending on that. And then I have also to explain certain things to the patient before we actually begin the examination. What is very key is that the patient is not supposed to shake throughout actually the process of examination.
It takes professionalism, quality, creative, affordability, timeliness, efficiency and integrity, among other values, for successful treatments.
When we receive them, basically we receive them at the reception. If they have had admission, we welcome them. We do our plucking, taking their details in terms of the names, their location, their age. Afterwards, we take their vitals. In case the vitals are not okay, we first stabilize them. On the room, we do the same things, tour them around, what is needed, what is expected. That's basically what we do. Times they come in with anxiety, too much pain. Of course, we are there to serve and love. So in case of disturbing, we can do the counseling, handle our problems accordingly.
When the records are delivered here, I do the processing. I make sure I organize them and arrange them and then put them into the specific storage areas so that it's easy to retrieve. Even in my absence, at least The fellow staff should be able to retrieve the records because of the proper arrangement.
Such professionalism is what Amusugut recounts as one of the main factors that made her go through successful surgery and subsequent recovery.
With orthopedic, they don't just tell you we are going to operate you tomorrow. I've seen this only in orthopedic in Kumi, Dr. Kure's hospital, because what they do, first of all, they prepare you, then they take you to do all sorts of tests. In the lab, in whichever they send you, different places. They want all those results before they operate you. I think one of the reasons, you may be suffering from something else. And they need to know before they work on surgery, on you on surgery. So it's quite a good thing. You are made to understand they are responsible, they care. I was handled very beautifully, nicely. I was the happiest. I didn't even feel I was in a hospital because everybody's there all the time. And Dr. Kure, he comes in the morning, he comes in the evening. So the nurses are there and all the staff, even the technical staff, they are just there working on you. As I said, starting from the reception up to other place. Everybody comes around to say hello, we have brought you this, how are you doing today, things like that. So it was good. When you're a patient, somebody has to reassure you. They all came and reassured me, today is your day for surgery, and we shall take you to theater and such a time. They come and do their routine before you are taken to theater. And you are told at such and such a time you are going to go to theater. When you go there, on my special day, I'll tell you, I don't know whether all the patients do have that. I was treated with a very nice music. Throughout the operation, I was listening to music in the theater. I was listening to it as soon as it was over, and then they stopped. So it makes you feel good. You are not worried how things are going. You are not thinking, oh, maybe this and that is going to happen. No, you are relaxed. I think mine was 99% successful. Because up to now, as I'm seated here talking to you, my knee is fine. It is very fine. You tell me to stretch any corner of it, I'll tell you if you brought a ball, I'll kick it right here because it is good. I like it. So the pain I had has gone. I'm really happy.
But how did the hospital start? Where was the idea conceived? And how did it come to fruition? Dr. John Ekure, the brain behind its establishment, vividly recounts.
I went for a fellowship in South Africa at the University of Pretoria in 2005. And during my weekends and my free time, I toured lots of South Africa. And I saw there were things like discotheques, eateries, and which were very beautiful. And I thought I could do something of that nature as my side income to what I was earning in my formal job at Kumi Hospital. So I thought I would build a discotheque and an eatery here in Kumi. But God had other plans. When I lost the other job, I decided that I would build a new hospital. I did this because I wanted to give back a service to the people of Kumi and the people of the region and this country because of my own history. My mother was killed in 1989 in a war that ravaged this area. And when she was killed, my future was shattered. It almost came to an abrupt end. I was in senior 5 then. And the people of Kumi, the people who used to work with my mother, supported me through my school. And when I finished senior 6, I was lucky to find another supporter who also worked with my mother. He was an Englishman called Dr. Guinness from England. And I was also lucky to get government sponsorship because I passed very highly to go for medicine. And so that never left my mind. It kind of became a covenant between me and the people of Kumi, the people of Teso, and this country. And so I decided to build this hospital from scratch, brick by brick, using my skills and using the resources I would get through my skills.
Looking ahead, Kumi Orthopedic Hospital envisions plans for expansion, modern facilities and advanced training for staff are already in motion.
We had disagreements with management and there were threats to my life. But because of my own history, which I've well documented in my 2 books, one called Undeterred and the other one called Changing Our World, I decided that I would never have to leave my people, leave the Kumi area for any other place. So where this hospital sits on now is the land that I had bought for a different purpose. But when I lost my job, I decided that I would want to continue serving the people of Kumi, and I decided to build my own hospital. We are getting involved in the training of students, especially from the nearby university, Soroti University, and we think we shall grow to expand to training, and we will also want to train orthopedic surgeons. As of now, we are giving them pre-qualification training, but we want to train ourselves and train others so that we can do a better job and serve our communities better. And how do we combat these resistant infections? It is by doing what we call antimicrobial resistance monitoring. And you do that by doing culture and sensitivity of specimens that are taken from the patients who either come in with a pus or pus-forming organisms, or who develop them while they're on our ward. And we want to use specific medicines for patients with specific infections so that we minimize guesswork. The whole idea is that it has to be evidence-based treatment. And so that's why we do that. It's something that we do routinely. We train ourselves, we review, and we do research, and we share, not just with ourselves, but we share it with even the national and international community through conferences and workshops.
Its mission remains a dedication to providing the highest patient care, preventing and treating disabilities.